America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and now, increasingly, the land of the expensive. Why? Because former President Donald Trump, in his infinite wisdom, decided to slap tariffs on goods from our neighbors to the north and south, Canada and Mexico. The goal? To protect American jobs, or so he claimed. The reality? A costly gamble that could leave American families and businesses footing the bill. These tariffs, essentially taxes on imported goods, are designed to make foreign products more expensive, thereby encouraging consumers to buy American. Sounds good in theory, right? But in practice, it's not so simple. Tariffs rarely work as intended, and often lead to unintended consequences. One of the biggest problems with tariffs is that they raise prices for consumers. When the cost of imported goods goes up, businesses have no choice but to pass those costs along to their customers. This means higher prices for everything from cars and appliances to groceries and clothing. And who ends up paying those higher prices? You guessed it, American families. But that's not all. Tariffs can also hurt American businesses, especially those that rely on imported goods or materials. Higher input costs can squeeze profit margins, forcing businesses to raise prices, cut jobs, or even shut down altogether. So much for protecting American jobs. The saga of Trump's tariffs began in March 2025, when he announced a 25% tariff on imports from Canada and Mexico. This broadside against our North American neighbors sent shockwaves through the business community and sparked fears of a trade war. Adding fuel to the fire, Trump also slapped a 10% tariff on energy imports, including oil and natural gas. However, just days later, the administration backpedaled, delaying some of the import tariffs. Energy tariffs, however, remained in place, though their scope remained murky. Confusion reigned as to whether electricity imports, a critical component of the energy grid in some states, would be subject to the tariffs. Fast forward to April 2025, and the situation became even more convoluted. In a move that surprised many, the Trump administration exempted oil, gas, and refined product imports from the new tariffs. However, on the same day, Trump declared a national emergency, citing trade deficits as a threat to national security. This declaration paved the way for additional tariffs, starting at 10% on virtually all imports. These new tariffs, however, came with a long list of exemptions, including national security items, critical minerals, and, you guessed it, energy products. So, where did that leave Canadian and Mexican goods? Those not covered under the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement would face the full 25% tariff, with Canadian energy imports subject to a 10% levy. Got all that? By April 5, 2025, these additional tariffs went into effect, creating a complex and ever-shifting landscape for businesses and consumers alike. The uncertainty surrounding the tariffs, particularly their application to electricity imports, left many wondering what the ultimate impact would be. Canada, long considered a close ally and trading partner, was not about to take Trump's tariffs lying down. Ontario, a major exporter of electricity to the United States, decided to hit back with a retaliatory measure of its own. Premier Doug Ford announced that Ontario would impose a 25% surcharge on all electricity exports to the United States, effectively mirroring the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. This move was a direct response to the tariffs and the uncertainty surrounding their application to electricity imports. Ontario, which exported approximately 12 million megawatt-hours of electricity to the U.S. in 2023, argued that the tariffs were unfair and would harm both economies. The surcharge, collected by the Independent Electricity System Operator of Ontario, was designed to offset the costs imposed by the tariffs and send a clear message to the Trump administration. Ontario would not be bullied. Premier Ford, a vocal critic of the tariffs, called them disastrous for the U.S. economy, and accused Trump of picking a fight with one of America's closest allies. "We will not back down," Ford declared. "These tariffs are illegal, they're unfair, and they will hurt businesses and families on both sides of the border. We will continue to fight them until they are gone." In the complex world of energy tariffs, both ISO New England and NYISO are facing unique challenges. As they navigate through regulatory landscapes, their strategies and responses could set significant precedents for the future. It's a balancing act of ensuring fair pricing while maintaining reliable service. Understanding their approaches gives us a glimpse into the evolving dynamics of the energy market. The legality of tariff collection has been a contentious issue. Many argue that the current tariffs exceed the scope of executive power. Legal experts are calling for a thorough review to ensure compliance with constitutional mandates, It's a complex battle, but one that could redefine the limits of presidential authority. Consumers are feeling the pinch as tariffs drive up prices on everyday goods. Advocacy groups are stepping in, pushing for policies that shield consumers from these increases. Their efforts aim to balance the scales, ensuring that price hikes don't disproportionately affect those already struggling. There's an urgent need for clear and consistent tariff guidelines. Businesses are navigating a maze of regulations, often with little guidance. Establishing transparent rules could provide much-needed stability, helping companies plan for the future and maintain their competitive edge. Trump's tariffs pose a significant threat to American prosperity. Critics argue that these measures could stifle economic growth and lead to job losses. The debate continues, but the stakes are high, with the potential to reshape the economic landscape for years to come.